Nataly is the leading real estate and corporate transaction attorney there, and she represents buyers and sellers of cooperatives, condominiums, and residential matters. Welcome, Nataly.
Thanks for having me.
About your role in the process and what piece of advice that you give your clients.
So generally the attorneys come in once a purchaser has already had an accepted offer. I would act as either a seller's attorney, purchaser's attorney, draft the contract, negotiate terms with the other side, and we then have our clients now via Zoom review contracts and sign electronically. But I think our biggest role is protecting our client in this whole process. And that's important because homeowners are very excited, especially first-time home buyers. I know I was, and you kind of lose sight of, any obstacles or anything that would come your way. And so the attorney here is working to protect your assets and your interests by negotiating terms for you. We do a title search, which is basically a search on the seller, the purchaser, and the property itself. So in Long Island, what people don't realize is that there are more things that would pop up in title than there would in the city with a co-op or a condo, especially, where, with a co-op, you would just do like a lien search, which basically is running like a report on the seller and if they have any liens. In Long Island, we are so focused on getting a survey for the property and running title. It could take several weeks to clear title to get to a closing, especially now that everyone is delayed. For first-time home buyers in Long Island, my biggest word of advice is, first of all, trust your attorney. People think that attorneys are here to break a deal or make things difficult. That is not my goal at all. I want to work with brokers. I want to work with my client. My end goal is to close, but I want to protect you in that process. And so to do that, I have to run title. I have to review the contract and, make sure that we're negotiating the right terms for you, especially during this time where we have clients who are really concerned with potentially losing their job, not having the finances to proceed if the closing is going to be in 60 days from now, 90 days from now even, which is a scary thought. But my biggest thing is always title to clients. And in particular in Long Island, we're concerned with easements, encroachments. Something that home buyers don't think about is an oil tank. Long Island has many underground oil tanks that need to be removed with a certificate. It needs to be approved. Sometimes there's a leak. When you talk to a city, renter or condo owner, they have no idea what I'm talking about in terms of an underground oil tank. But this is what we do to kind of protect the client. And then once we have clear title and the loan is clear from your bank, then we could close. Closings used to be, a round table with all parties involved. Now I'm seeing closings anyway from attorneys driving up to the client's front doorstep to sign documents, or Zoom calls. I'm going to a closing tomorrow that's actually in person, which is shocking, but I think every 2 people have their own little office space or something. So, obviously COVID has changed the way that we work as attorneys, but our goal has remained the same and our process essentially is the same, protecting our clients and just doing this step-by-step process to get you to where we have to be at the end.
Right. So there's a lot of things to look out for, and it's good to have an attorney who knows what to look out for ahead of time.
In New York, unlike some other states, you're required to have an attorney with you for a real estate transaction. I hate to say this, but New Yorkers are shrewd. Like everyone, is somewhat of a hustler. Everyone's kind of up to date with facts and everyone is knowledgeable. And so you need to be sure that you're protected from someone who may potentially be taking advantage of you. And that's why it's important to even contact an attorney before, in the beginning of this process, before you have an accepted offer,
Right.
to kind of guide you, tell you what to look for.
Thank you. This is really important information to know, Nataly.